At Wind River Resort and Casino, we like to celebrate life's little moments. Oh, and the big ones too, because around here, when you're completely in the moment, that's when the magic happens. Come in and find your moment at Wind River Resort and Casino.
Happy Wednesday morning. You're watching Coffee with Krueger every weekday morning at 6:30 right here on Weather NorCal. Of course, you can watch it on Facebook, as some of you may be watching. You can watch it on YouTube. You can also watch it on the 24-hour streaming channel, which is available pretty much on all of the Weather NorCal platforms, including the free Weather NorCal app. The 24-hour streaming channel is available on, of course, also weathernorcal.com. Look at this photo sent in the Orland area. In fact, this is the thunderstorm that I cut in live into all of my platforms here, covering that thunderstorm, and you can clearly see those dark clouds and the heavy rainfall that was associated with that. And if you look on the ground, that is hail that had accumulated. And anyone who was reporting from Orland say it was coming down and they got hit hard by the storm. I don't have any reports of damage. No one gave me any reports of damage, but I'd be willing to guess there may have been some wind damage and maybe even some minor hail damage, depending on how big that hail got. Although based on what we're seeing here, it looked like it was up some pretty small hail. This is also kind of interesting. Yesterday, I received an instant message from one of the viewers. They said they were out at Shasta College, and they noticed that they could see a whirlwind, that is what they called it, maybe a bit of a funnel. They got in their car to move away, get out of the area because they saw it coming. They went around a building. They could see what looked like a tornado trying to develop. Now, unfortunately, anyone who saw this, which there were a couple of other people that mentioned to me that they saw it, they were in this area at the time, they didn't take any video, they didn't take any photos. So we don't have any conclusive photographic evidence to show that there was indeed, at the very least, a funnel cloud. However, there are eyewitnesses who say they saw something. And if they indeed saw what they saw, and it was truly what they saw, then this damage would indicate that there was a tornado. Now, I did go out to the site and survey it myself. Listen, I am not a certified National Weather Service site surveyor for tornadoes, so I can't do that. But if this was straight line winds, we would have seen, I think, a lot more extensive damage across the area, because that's going to cover an extensive area of winds. So when you can kind of see a line of where different types of damage are, then that would indicate maybe a tornado. A weak one, a brief one, but enough for this. Now, I will say that those bleachers were not bolted down to the concrete. So kind of interesting. Don't have any conclusive evidence as to whether or not it was indeed a tornado, but there was a signature on the radar that showed that there was some, at least in the upper levels, some rotation. So, we may never know, but we can certainly see that there was some damage out there. I want to show you some other photos. This is kind of on the other side of the spectrum here. We're talking about snow. This is actually out in Lake Macomber from Kelly, showing us the snow, what it looks like out there this morning. We also have some snow. I believe this is the Calpines or the Alturas, somewhere in Modoc County, if I'm not mistaken. Forgive me, Addison, Salters, I can't remember exactly where you live, but there's some snow there. And we have another image. This is out in Lookout. This is looking out at Fox Mountain, coming in from Tim Moore. Look at that. Fox Mountain looking out at, look, just beautiful. So we did see some snow out there. Kind of interesting seeing that snow as well. All right, let's go ahead and take a look at our radar now. Of course, there's Shasta College. But still some showers out there this morning. Now you can see around Willows, Corning, Red Bluff, Chico, Oroville, seeing showers at the current hour right now. Now you'll notice off the coast there, a little bit of shower activity as well. But the main system itself it's moving off to the east. And the low pressure system, as it does that, we will be through most of the day on the back side of that upper level flow. So the amount of activity that we've seen the last few days, that's over with. And I just expect to see a chance for a few passing sprinkles, light showers, and an off-off chance for a thunderstorm. Here's the last 2 days rainfall estimates. We were expecting about 1 to 2 inches of rain in the valley. That's essentially what we saw. Now, and as expected, we didn't see as much for the coast or the mountains. So I think overall the forecast models did a pretty good job in estimating how much rain we would see out of this system. And really the bulk of that rain, a lot of it came as kind of went into the overnight hours of Monday into Tuesday. Taking a look at our sky cam, this is in Redding, our Divine Restaurant sky cam, sponsor of this camera. Seeing the overcast skies out there, but not much in the way of rain right now. We may eventually start to see those clouds break up. In fact, if you look at the very top of your screen, looks like we are seeing a little bit of clearing there. Take a look at the winter storm warning, still in effect until 5 p.m. Still some snow this morning, yes. Not a lot, but snow nonetheless. But I think the chances for snow will really diminish through the afternoon. I would anticipate that this winter storm warning will be allowed to expire before 5 p.m. today. Take a look at the chain requirements. There are chain requirements out there, mainly on 44, Highway 36, and as you head towards Susanville. And then there are a lot of chain requirements. Oh, Cedar Pass. There's also chain requirements. Then you head to the south and getting closer to Truckee, south of Lake Tahoe, right? You got plenty of chain requirements there. So let's take a look at those road conditions. Now, I just saw that we did get some chain requirements out there in Cedar Pass. So I'm actually, what I want to do is take a look at Highway 299 as well. Let's get 299 in there. And let's see if it's in there. You can see it. Yep, there it is, Cedar Pass. Now, most of the snow is on the side of the road, but there are chain requirements nonetheless on Cedar Pass. Hatchet Mountain, looks like everything is A-OK there. Can't really see anything. Looks like the camera's down for 299 and 89. Now, this is near Chester on the left of your screen there, 4,500 feet. You can see some of the snow in the grassy areas, but not so much on the road. Johnson Grade, 4,800 feet, mainly on the grass. For down your summit, same story, mainly on the grass. So we're actually seeing improving conditions out there. This is looking out at Shingletown, 3,500 feet, no snow, but if you head up the hill east of Shingletown in those higher elevations around Viola, for example, we're probably seeing snow. Lassen Park, 5,700 feet, got the snow there, and Bogard Ranger Station, just a little dusting of snow as well. And just kind of show you what it looks like right now in Chester. There it is. There is kind of the Highway 36 that goes through, the highway that goes through town, and wet, but we're really not seeing any snow out there. All right, let's get that out of there. All right, Coach, so let's take a look at our Krueger's Quickcast. Yes, we're finally getting to the Krueger's Quickcast. So what you can expect here for today. All right, so your Wednesday, April 27. All right, so out the door this morning, I think there'll be some patchy fog for some of those mountain valleys, especially in Trinity County. Otherwise, not a ton of rain. And there is a little bit of shower activity in the valley, but I think most of that will pass off to the east by 8 o'clock this morning. Still maybe some showers out towards Modoc County and maybe even parts of the eastern mountains. So we still see the area of low pressure spinning. That low pressure system is moving just to our north, the center of that little rotation. But eventually, instead of the flow coming in from the southwest, it'll be coming from the northeast, backside of that low pressure system. So let's take a look at the HRRR. Pretty good representation, right? This is where we're seeing most of the rain and snow. Then we go into about noon today. See how it pushes to the east. Maybe a stray sprinkle, light shower for parts of the valley, some of the mountains, but still maybe a few snow flurries here and there for some of the higher elevations. And you can see even by 3 p.m., maybe a few snow flurries, nothing major, things kind of quieting down, and maybe some clearing skies later on this evening into tonight. The winds overall are not expected to be that big of a deal. We're talking some gusty winds a little bit off over the eastern mountains, generally coming in from the northwest, but overall not a major wind event for today. Now these are our chances for rain. Today it's about a 30% chance. We're not going to see a ton of rainfall out there, but there will be some scattered sprinkles, light showers here and there, and an off chance for a thunderstorm, by the way. We can't rule that out. I don't want you to be caught off guard by that. That's something I'll be watching closely and keep you updated should anything happen. Now, kind of broad brushing as we're going to Saturday through Tuesday of next week. Because even though we're drying and warming things up for Thursday, Friday, this weekend, we've got potential for some more wet weather, chance for showers, a little unsettled, if you will, and maybe even some thunderstorms, especially on Saturday, but maybe even Sunday as well. So today, temperatures cool, low to mid 60s in the valley, 40s and 50s for the higher elevations. And tonight, overnight, low 40s for the valley, 20s and 30s for the mountains. As we clear things out, colder air is in place. That should allow those temperatures to really plummet, especially in the higher elevations. Low 40s tonight for the coast. So let's go and take a look at our 7-day outlook. Chance for a sprinkle, light shower today, off chance for a thunderstorm. Dry for Thursday, Friday. I think a few more clouds coming in Friday, and maybe some foothill mountain light showers Friday. But it's Saturday, Sunday. We could see a chance for showers, maybe some thunderstorms. And it's really going to be favoring the mountains, but we could see some of that work its way into the valley as well. And that's the case also for your Monday and Tuesday. The coast, I think your chances for showers are pretty slim today, as well as the inland areas, but maybe out in Trinity County. Dry for Thursday, Friday, and then, again, broad brushing that chance for off and on showers over the weekend into next week. That's also the case for the mountains. Off and on chances for showers through the weekend into early next week. Snow levels probably somewhere around 5,000 feet. All right, that's a look at your Krueger's Quick Cast. If that's all you needed, have a great day. If not, let's take a look at some great cameras out there, and then we're going to go into our deeper dive after that. This is looking at our Redding camera. This is the newest addition to Weather NorCal. We've got a Skycam network that will be growing. We have a couple more cameras that are going to be going up. Very excited about that. Janice is asking, did you say thunderstorms for Saturday? Possibly for Redding. Possibly. And I will say this for Saturday, just before we kind of move on. I will say this for Saturday. Any chances for showers and maybe even thunderstorms are going to favor more the late afternoon, early evening. So for the beginning phases of the big show on Saturday for the cool April nights, I think it'll be dry for the first half of the day. All right, so there you go. All right, so again, growing network of cameras. Very excited about this. Been working with Kenny Elwood from Elwood Ranch. Of course, he's also got other venues such as Divine Restaurant, which is where this camera is, overlooking the Sacramento River. You can see some of the beautiful colors coming from the sunrise. Overcast skies this morning, but still not a lot of rain, at least for Redding at the current hour. We take a look at Oroville, overcast skies there. There may be a few showers there this morning in Chico, looking at Highway 32, wet roads. Why? Well, because we have some showers out there this morning. There you can see their windshield wipers are going, as well as Highway 99 at Neal Road. Roads are wet. There is a little bit of shower activity out there. Out in Crescent City, a beautiful start to the day. This is a sunrise. Oh yeah, seeing some breaks in the clouds out there this morning. And this is why we expect the chances for showers to diminish, because we're getting on the backside of that area of low pressure. Bald Hill West, looks like we've got some low clouds kind of hanging around the area there. So at the very least, some mist and drizzle. Look at that fog socked in for Scott Valley this morning. Beautiful sight. That should burn off here pretty rapidly once the sun does come out, which it will, because we can see the clear skies above that. Check this out, right? We were talking about that snow and that winter storm warning for this area. Why? Well, now we got a lot of snow up there again. We were able to see the bench. That's our benchmark for how much snow is out there. Well, you can kind of see that little hump there, the center left portion of your screen there of the bench, but certainly got to see some good snow. Look at the trees, absolutely gorgeous sight up there. So it's that time of the year, snow starts to melt, then we get a snowstorm that moves through, we get more snow, then that snow will start to melt again. All right, as you know, we've got several sponsors here at Weather NorCal, and our sponsor since day one of Coffee with Krueger has been Wind River Resort and Casino. At Wind River Resort and Casino, enjoy friendly service, a wide variety of specials and promotions, plus all of your favorite slots and table games. And they got a lot of great entertainment, such as this Sunday, April 26th, you've got Chase Matthew. I want you to go to windriver.com and then go to their entertainment center if you don't have the tickets, because you can purchase your tickets right there online. That is going on this Saturday. And after that, on Sunday, May 10th, Mother's Day Brunch. She's your biggest cheerleader, your safe place, your superhero without a cape. And this Mother's Day, it's all about her. Give her an unforgettable experience with Mother's Day Brunch in the Event Center. Don't wait, make this Mother's Day one she'll never forget. That is your Mother's Day Brunch at the Event Center, Sunday, May 10th, out at Wind River Resort and Casino. Be sure to check that out. All right, once again, I want to thank Wind River for their support. Let's take a look at our weather headlines. Much drier today, but still a few stray showers. Maybe even an off chance for a thunderstorm. Dry and warmer for the end of the week. Isolated showers, possible thunderstorms this weekend, and then unsettled to start next week. All right, let's get into our deeper dive forecast. Now, the deeper dive forecast is when we really kind of get into things, and we're going to start off with the radar again. All right, so let's get into the radar, show you what's going on, and we are seeing a little bit of shower activity, especially down into southeastern Shasta, Tehama, Glenn County, Butte County, even down towards Oroville, down to the south. We're seeing some of those showers. And as we work its way up into the higher elevations, we're beginning to see snow. And there are some chain requirements on Cedar Pass, Highway 44 East, Highway 36, and then plenty of chain requirements down to the south, also out towards the Tahoe region and Truckee, for example. But all of this is moving eastward. The main area of low pressure responsible for this is continuing to move to the east. And by later this morning and afternoon, instead of any shower activity moving this way, it'll be moving this way. Why? Because we'll be on the backside of that area of low pressure. Now, on the backside of low pressure, it's not as unstable, but there still will be some cool and unstable air in place. And with that flow, still some disturbances rotating around it. There could be a stray sprinkle, a light shower, and even an off chance for a thunderstorm. And I say that across the board. Everyone has that chance. Valley, mountains, inland, and coast. So, bear that in mind if you have outdoor plans. I had a roofer asking me yesterday, hey, will I be safe on Wednesday? And for the most part, probably. But if you're concerned about one of those stray showers coming right over your job site, when you've got an exposed roof like that, I don't want to be the one you have to answer to. And I hate the fact that there's a very good chance you may not even see a drop of rain. But in that off chance, you certainly don't want to get some roof damage because you've just exposed a roof by taking all the shingles off. So that's some of the pressure sometimes I have to deal with. All right, just kind of give you an idea. All right, so here's what we got. Temperatures right now in the upper 40s for the valley, 30s. Mid to upper 30s for the mountains, and we've got those temperatures mid to upper 40s for the coast. Now let's take a look at the satellite image because this kind of really tells the story, right? There's the spin of low pressure. Now, this low pressure system was kind of centered right here yesterday. The flow around that, we had these disturbances move in, and it did impact Southern California as well, out towards Fresno. Confirmed tornado report there. They had 2 tornado warnings yesterday afternoon. No tornado warnings for us, but we did see a couple of severe thunderstorm warnings, which did include Tehama, Glenn, Butte counties, right? And it was really kind of it. Orland really got hit hard. Corning, I know, got some heavy rainfall and some localized flooding because of kind of a series of storms that had developed in the evening hours around the Corning area as well. But that's all in the past. Let's move forward. This area of low pressure, the center of it is right here. It will continue to move to the east, and as it does that, as it gets over here, now we're seeing the flow on the back side of it. And this is why I don't expect to see as much activity. Broad range, here's kind of what's going on here. That shifts off to the east. By Thursday, Friday, we're dry. Now Friday, what's interesting is, and we'll take a closer look at Futurecast here in just a bit, but Friday, there may be a stray shower developing in some of the foothills and mountains in the afternoon. But a better chance, see this little trough right here? That's the instability. Now, there is going to be some available moisture, and there's going to be instability. We'll call it unsettled for both Saturday and Sunday. Mainly some stray showers, off and on showers for both Saturday, Sunday, but we also can't rule out a stray thunderstorm as well. It's that time of the year. Then we go into Monday and Tuesday. See that? We still have a trough right here. Still have this troughing, and this is going to allow that ability for us to continue to see a chance for showers for the mountains and maybe even the valley, keeping things unsettled. Futurecast. All right, let's kind of walk you through it, at least get you into the first half of the weekend. So here we are today, this morning. A few scattered showers, a few snow flurries, even off to the north and east. That's why we're seeing those chain requirements generally to the south and east here, to Tahoe and out towards Cedar Pass. All right, let's take you into the midday. So you notice how things kind of quieting down by midday and then through the afternoon? But we have a stray shower popping up here and there. Even the valley could see some of that as well. And there may be enough instability for an off chance for a thunderstorm, but bottom line, not nearly as active, not even close to as active as it was yesterday, should any thunderstorms pop up. They'll be brief, they won't last for very long, but they could bring you heavy downpours, some small hail and gusty winds and lightning. But then by Thursday, we're done. We don't have to worry about this anymore, at least for Thursday. But take a look at Friday. Look at that. You see that? Through the afternoon, we see, especially in the mountains, think about in the summer, we see this a lot, right? Where it's sunny to start the day, all across the board, right? Then through the afternoon, what happens is we start to see those puffy cumulus clouds begin to develop, and that's essentially what's going to happen. We're going to have that cold and unstable air in place as the trough of low pressure moves in. That's going to create those afternoon clouds developing in the mountains. That could, off chance, produce a shower or even a thunderstorm Friday afternoon in parts of the mountains. Sometimes, if it's close enough to the valley, it may survive that trip down the mountains, and the valley could get caught up in some of that activity as well. As early as Friday, as much as I hate to say it, and then by Saturday, it's mainly late in the day. I'd say Saturday, first half of the day, should be okay. So if you're heading out to the big event for cool April nights, I think your best shot at not seeing any rain will be in the morning hours, but then by the afternoon, evening, we've got that potential for a few thunderstorms developing for Saturday afternoon, Saturday evening, and then we could see a repeat of that again on Sunday. Let's take a look at the winds over the next few days. Now, as I mentioned, they're not that bad today, generally coming in from the northwest, a little breezy off towards the eastern mountains for today. For tomorrow, overall, not that bad, right? They should be about 10 to 15 miles per hour, picking up a little bit on Friday. But on Saturday, with that trough moving in, we've got some pretty gusty winds, especially off to the east, gusting upwards of 30 miles per hour. And for the valley, you're seeing those wind gusts upwards of around 30 miles per hour as well, but not as bad off to the north and west. So yeah, certainly looking at the potential for those winds on Saturday as well. All right, take a look at the temperature trend. Bit of that roller coaster ride, up, down, then back up again as we get towards the middle and latter part of next week. Your wave heights, they certainly are showing signs of getting a little bit higher as we do approach the end of the week and this upcoming weekend. We may eventually see some small craft advisories, but not today. Just that chance for showers and those winds coming in from the southwest at about 5 to 10 knots. Here's your neighborhood forecast sponsored by Dignity Health and Grange Co-op. For Trinity County, you've got those temperatures mainly in the low 60s. So here's the deal across the board. All right, so for the mountains, your best chances, the mountains that is, have the best chances for these afternoon stray sprinkles and light showers. The coast has a smaller chance, and so does the valley, but the valley could still see a stray shower. We'll get into that here in a second. And then, of course, for the mountains, coast, everyone, chance for off and on showers over the weekend, going into next week as well. So for today, for the inland areas, you probably won't see much in the way of showers today, but dry for Thursday, Friday, but then going into the weekend, early next week, chance for showers. Siskiyou County, a stray shower today, dry for Thursday, Friday, more showers possibly by the weekend, and maybe even an off chance for a thunderstorm. For Modoc County, you're looking at a few snow flurries off and on today, kind of a rain-snow mix. Thursday, Friday, you're dry, and then off and on chances for showers for Saturday, Sunday, early next week. Same story for the eastern mountains as far as that long range is concerned with that chance for rain. And for the valley, maybe a stray sprinkle, maybe a light shower, maybe even an off chance for a thunderstorm, but dry, at least for Chico, for Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, and then getting caught up in that unsettled weather pattern for the second half of the weekend and early next week, with a slight chance for a few stray showers. Up to the north, maybe a stray sprinkle or light shower today. Otherwise, partly to mostly cloudy skies and some clearing skies. Dry, but a few more clouds coming in Friday. Most likely dry, but we'll have to watch that potential for late in the day, getting closer to the evening hours. Then the unsettled weather pattern moving in for Saturday and Sunday. Chance for showers over the weekend. And we keep that chance for showers for your Monday and your Tuesday. So, my goodness. What do you do? What do you say? There is certainly more of this unsettled weather kicking in. And here's the thing. I was actually, a friend of mine texted me yesterday say, we actually may be more in a miracle April, then we, of course, didn't really have, we didn't have that Miracle March. So Miracle April, right? We certainly have seen some pretty good rain out there. That's good. Let's see here. So Tracy is checking in this morning. She's saying, good morning. Thanks, Mike. I hope everyone has a great day. Tanya, I'll see if I can get to you today or not. I've got a lot of things going on today, but I certainly appreciate you making that list. I appreciate that. Ruth Sanchez, good morning. We got snow. Ruth, please remind, I can't remember where you are, Ruth, but I'm not surprised. Again, we'll take a look at some of the images that we got from people. This came in from Kelly. This is in the Lake Macomber area. So you can see some of the snow we got there. This right here is coming in from Addison. Addison did not mention where this was taken. If I'm not mistaken, Addison, I think, is from Modoc County, somewhere in Modoc County. And then Tim Moore sent this image right here. This is out at Lookout. This is looking at Fox Mountain. Look at that. Look at that snow. Beautiful. You got to love that. Got to love that, that spring, yeah, the spring snow that we can get for this time of the year. All right. Yes. So yes, Ruth Sanchez saying she did get snow. All right, we're going to wrap up the show, folks, but definitely an interesting day yesterday. I hope everyone fared well and fared okay, especially those of you that were impacted by that storm. You can't see the photos. That's because I didn't put it up. Oh, that's funny. Oh my gosh, I'm so... I could see it just fine. I don't know what you're talking about. No, just kidding. Let's get you to those photos again. There you go. There are the photos. All right, so again, this is Lake Macomber. I want to thank Kelly for sending in that image. This is coming in from Addison Selters, I think in Modoc County, but correct me if I'm wrong, Addison, if you're watching. And then we got Tim Moore. This is in Lookout. Thank you, Debbie, for telling you couldn't see the photos. This is looking at Fox Mountain. Beautiful snow. There you go. Now you can see it. Now you can also see, you should, the Divine Camera in Reading, sponsored by Divine Restaurant. And you can see a few breaks in the clouds here and there, trying to get some breaks in the clouds, but eventually maybe a chance for a few showers as well. So very excited about our new camera network. This is the latest and greatest we have here at Weather NorCal. This is the first. And we've got 2 other cameras just sitting there in their boxes, waiting to be installed. Locations to be announced. Something for you to get. I'm excited. So there you go. All right. Well, that's going to do it for us this morning, folks. I hope you have yourselves a great Wednesday. It's hump day. We're in the middle of the week, and we got some beautiful, beautiful weather in store for us, especially by the time we get into tomorrow and Friday. If you are a big fan of cool April nights and all the great show and shines that are going on, you know, this is that curse that the cool April nights usually has, right? That curse that we see those stray showers. But the good news is we do have some dry weather in store for us come Thursday, pretty much guaranteed. Friday, not 100% guaranteed, but very good chance of being dry through most of the day. And then Saturday is that interesting day. Well, what do you say we wrap up the show? Have yourselves a great day. We'll see you again tomorrow right here on Coffee with Krueger at 6:30. Have a great day.